How to bring your Brazilian spouse to Canada. Bringing your Brazilian spouse to Canada is a complex process, especially if you're not already married in Brazil, and you and your spouse wish to do so. Apart from completing the marriage ceremony in Brazil, as a Canadian citizen or permanent resident, you will need to sponsor your Brazilian spouse under the Family Class Sponsorship Program to bring him or her to Canada as a permanent resident. To marry in Brazil, you must first obtain a permission to marry from the Cartório de Registro, Civil Registry Office, where your spouse lives, and schedule a date for the wedding. You must have all the necessary Canadian documents legalized, translated into Portuguese, and authenticated at the Brazilian consulate in Canada. Marriage documents for you include a long-form birth certificate issued within the previous 180 days, certified copies of your passport and of your entry card, a statutory declaration of single status, and a divorce certificate if you were previously married. The Brazilian spouse must prepare an original ID, Registro Geral, original Social Security card, original birth certificate, proof of address, such as a utility bill, and proof of date and location of birth of their parents. Specific Cartorio officers may have additional requirements. Only civil wedding ceremonies are valid in Brazil. To sponsor your spouse under the family class, you must fulfill the general sponsorship requirements and the country-specific requirements. The general sponsorship requirements depend upon several factors, such as whether or not you and your partner have any dependent children, whether or not your partner intends to work in Canada during the application process, and upon the criteria related to your family circumstances. You must provide originals as well as certified copies of all documents from the basic requirements. Documents that are not in English or French must be translated and certified. Being a sponsor assumes that you will provide financial support for the basic needs of the sponsored person. The country-specific requirements for Brazilian nationals include the documents that the Brazilian spouse must fill out and send to the sponsor to complete the sponsorship process. The Brazilian national should submit all country-specific documents that apply to his or her situation. Generic application form for Canada. Additional dependent declaration, if the sponsored partner has more than 5 family members. Schedule A background declaration for each family member over 18. Additional family information for the sponsored partner and the family members. Spouse-partner questionnaire. Sponsor questionnaire must be filled out by the sponsor. Use of a representative if applicable. Declaration from non-accompanying parent-guardian for minors immigrating to Canada. Identity and civil status documents such as birth, marriage, divorce, or death certificates, or marriage annulment certificates. Notarized statutory declaration for non-accompanying family members. Copy of the Registro Nacional para Estrangeiros, RNE documents. Children's documents such as proof of adoption, proof of custody, or proof of legal age. Proof of your relationship to the sponsor, such as wedding or engagement photos, photos showing that you have spent time together, letters, emails, phone bills, proof of your sponsor's visits, such as airline tickets and boarding passes, and proof of financial support from your sponsor. Police certificates and clearances, proof of medical examination, 2 photos for each member of your family, taken within the last 6 months. When you collect all documents for both partners, fill out, sign, and validate all forms, as well as pay the applicable fees. You need to send the application package to Case Processing Centre, Mississauga, Robert Speck Parkway, Suite 300, Mississauga, Ontario, L4Z 1H8.